Hey guys, Merrick here with Movement Real Estate Group, and we are all the way into June. Can't believe it's already been 6 months since the year started. Where did it go? Hopefully the weather's right around the corner and it gets decent soon. Anyways, we've got a lot of stuff to cover, so I'm going to try and get through this quickly, but you know how these things go, they kind of drag on sometimes. I will also take the time to post in our Instagram all of the charts that show the individual cities and how the markets are doing. So if you guys want to look at that, you can. Movement Group on Instagram, take a look. All right, let's jump in. So looking at sales for the month of April, which is obviously March, so we get the all of the stats are a month behind. So there was 224 sales, which was well below the 10-year average, which is in orange, and 176 for the month of May, which is one of the lowest Mays on record for sales in Abbotsford. And that's again on all property types in Abbotsford. Your detached houses, townhomes, and condos, all down for sales volume. So 37% below the 10-year average is huge dip in sales transactions. Active listings are up. So they were at 803 last month and 882 this month. Active listings are higher than they were last year, but we're still well below our 10-year average. This is all property types in Abbotsford's active listings. So what this means is we're getting listings on the market, they're just not selling, and this is starting to push the amount of volume up. We are still down 13% from the 10-year average. New listings, we've got 541 last month and 497 this month. So we've got more new listings on the market than we would normally see. You can see that the 10-year average is below that. So we're getting 6.5% more listings than we normally would, which goes to show you that we were so low in inventory, and now we're starting to see it starting to balance out a little bit. So we'll get into it. So let's get into the numbers for Surrey, and then we'll go through these, try to go through these quickly. And again, I'll put these graphs up on our Instagram so you can look at these if you want, screenshot them. Sales to active ratio is kind of something that I'm going to be focusing on. Pricing I'll get into a little bit later, so it makes a little bit more sense and there's more context. So sales to active ratio 13%, townhouses 25, and apartments 31. So still strong sales on apartments, but seeing the detached segment go down to 13%, that's relatively low. So 12 to 20% is where we see a balanced market. So 13% is really on the bottom side of that. So Surrey really slowing down with detached houses. White Rock, same thing, 8.2%, very slow sales to active ratio. You can see townhouses are very strong in White Rock right now still, apartments as well. Township of Langley, 24% sales to active ratio on houses. Townhouses 35 and 45 respectively for apartments. So those are still doing decent. City of Langley, so that was the township before. This is the city. 13% for houses and 11% for townhouses. So very slow on townhouses for the city of Langley. Moving on to Pitt Meadows, detached houses still at 31%, townhouses at 30%, and apartments at 53%. So still strong numbers for Pitt Meadows. Maple Ridge sitting at 26%. 42% for townhouses and 46% on condos. Detached houses in Mission only sitting at 17%, 35 and 25. Abbotsford, sales to active ratio in Abbotsford, 16.8%. So it's the lowest it's been for a while in Abbotsford. 21% for townhouses, and then condos still selling at 99%. I should probably double check that. That seems a bit high. Chilliwack, detached houses, 11.9%, very low for detached houses in Chilliwack, 30% for townhouses and apartments. So again, I will post those so you guys can see them pull them off my Instagram or whatever, or if you want me to send them to you, I will. If you're in an area and you want to know kind of what your market's doing, the easiest way is look at that graph and you can see all the sales to active ratios, days on market, pricing and stuff like that. Now, everyone's talking about the market, what's happening, is the sky falling? It's really not. Our pre-COVID numbers have jumped, our market jumped up like almost 30%. So the prices have jumped up crazy since COVID. If we saw those prices come down, that would probably be in line with what the market actually is. I think it was kind of hyperinflated on price because of the low interest rates or buying power. You saw a lot of people move out from Vancouver into the Fraser Valley, and you saw that by the Abbotsford's numbers, Chilliwack, Mission, Langley, even all of those numbers and those prices jumped up because people were exiting Vancouver. With COVID, they're like, why am I living in an apartment when I can't go to a restaurant and all this different stuff? I want a big house I can live in. I want a yard and all that kind of stuff. So people pushed out into the Fraser Valley, and that's kind of why you saw those prices come up. So let's look at the flip side. If we look at the Fraser Valley here, Vancouver to Chilliwack, I'm going to go through this kind of quickly, but I'm going to leave these numbers up for you guys to kind of digest if you like. You can look at like New West, Port Moody. Those two communities are up, 4.5% still. So there are some positives there, but the rest are down. So Vancouver's dropped, 0.68% in the last 2 months. So this is all since March. So March till now. So March was the peak for this year. And again, those are on February sales till now. So we were seeing a little bit drop in price. And this is on HPI price. And this is on just detached houses. We're not talking townhomes. We're not talking apartments. Just a detached house. This is just kind of to give you a synopsis of what's happening, okay? So back to the chart here. You can see Richmond is down a little bit. Delta's down a little bit more at 4%. Surrey's down at 3%. Port Coquitlam down 3% as well. Port Moody's up 3.2%, so good for you, Port Moody. Pitt Meadows is down 5%. City of Langley is down 6%. Township of Langley only down 2.5%. And then as we start to move out into the eastern Fraser Valley, Mission, Abbotsford, and Chilliwack, you can see, remember, those are the ones with COVID that jumped up the most. So now these ones are coming down the most right now. So we're seeing Mission come down 11% on price in 2 months. That's a lot. We're seeing Abbotsford come down almost 7% in 2 months. Again, that's a lot. And Chilliwack, now again, that's not the HPI price, that's the median. But that is down 14%. So Chilliwack down a huge amount. And again, those were the communities that saw the greatest rise in COVID. So we're just seeing that kind of that inflation deflate a little bit. Personally speaking, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit more easing on price. Interest rates are rising again. Buyers have less buying power. And remember that pre-COVID, all of those numbers just jumped up so staggeringly. We were just kind of all shaking our heads. Everyone thought they won the lottery. Well, no, it's imaginary money until you sell. So in a sinking market, remember, you sell low, you buy low. You sell high in a rising market, you buy high. So always keep in mind that difference price is really what you're looking at. If you're downsizing, it's a bit tougher right now. If you're upgrading, it's a bit easier because usually the top end of the market falls a little bit more than the medium does. So you're selling a property, on $1 million, it's $1 million house, you lose 10%, it's 100K, 1.5 is 150K. So it's a $50,000 spread that's lessened for you. These are rough numbers, guys, I'm just ballparking, but the point is it's easier to upgrade right now, usually a little bit harder to downgrade. So we may see the baby boomers holding onto their properties a little bit more until those prices come back. And, we'll see what kind of happens in this summer here for sales. Obviously, we're seeing transactions way down, if we go back to the graph from earlier. But if you guys have any questions, any concerns, comments, please reach out to me. I'm Merrick from the Fraser Valley, Eastern Fraser Valley, from the Movement Real Estate Group. I'm happy to help with any questions that you have. Any comments or whatever, shoot them my way. I'm happy to help, guys. Thank you.